It's my feel-good breakfast show.
CLOVER NOLAC, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.
Welcome back to your Feel Good Breakfast Show. It's Espresso right here on SABC3. We are doing our medical chats. That's why I love Tuesday so much. And even though you likely guzzled milk like crazy when you were young, you may have noticed that as you get older, dairy doesn't always agree with your stomach. Now, for some, that discomfort grows, leading to gas, bloating, stomach cramping, and even diarrhea, which may announce the arrival of lactose intolerance.
That's right. And for those who have been diagnosed with lactose intolerance, no real cure exists. But we have dietitian Kim Hoffman in studio to join us this morning in studio to tell us about some of the strategies available that may help you deal with this condition and its effects.
Kim, so good to have you on the show this morning. Welcome, welcome. So would I be correct in saying that lactose intolerance is one of the most kind of misdiagnosed and misunderstood digestive conditions? And maybe before we talk about that, we should talk about what lactose is and what it means to the body.
So what is lactose intolerance?
What is it? Yes.
Yeah. So lactose, we know, is the sugar or the carbohydrate that is found in milk or dairy products, okay? And for that lactose to get digested, the lactose needs to be digested for it to be absorbed, okay? So if it cannot get digested, then there's a problem. And a lot of people don't have enough of the enzyme that breaks it down, the lactase, to actually digest it. And what happens then is that lactose moves into the large intestine or the colon, and there the bacteria actually ferment it. And that is what can cause the symptoms that you spoke of. So when you don't have enough lactase and the lactose travels through to the colon, the bacteria ferment it, you get those symptoms, then you are known to have lactose intolerance. Okay. So there are people who don't have enough lactase, the lactose does move through to the colon, but they don't have symptoms. But once those symptoms arrive, then you know you probably have lactose intolerance.
And those aren't nice symptoms to be experiencing.
No, the symptoms, it starts with the bloating, cramping, a lot of pain often comes with diarrhea is unfortunately probably going to happen.
Yeah.
And then also the gas, and for some people even nausea and vomiting.
Sure.
And that can happen half an hour to 2 hours after ingesting lactose.
That's quite scary, yeah.
Yeah, generally those symptoms do go away after about 12 to 24 hours when the lactose is out of the system, the symptoms do go away. Yeah. So it is a temporary problem.
Yeah. But it's also not a nice one. I mean, so for someone that is lactose intolerant, does that now mean they have to completely cut dairy out of their life?
So initially, that's what we would have suggested
cheese,
to
no
someone.
Ice cream,
no
lactase.
But there is a silver lining. So you can actually buy lactase, the enzymes that are needed, and you can take them just before having something with dairy, and that can help to minimize the symptoms. It's not completely foolproof, but it definitely does help. And we do now also get products where the lactase enzyme is actually in the product. So you get lactose-free milk or yogurt. They've added the lactase enzyme into that milk or yogurt. That lactase then digests all the lactose before it even gets into your body, and so there shouldn't be any symptoms.
And what if you know that you have a sensitivity to dairy, but you're like, no, I'm throwing caution to the wind? Are you putting your body at risk?
So it's actually not a damaging disease. It definitely no long-term problems. Short-term, you will. Like I said, for the 12 to 24 hours, you will have discomfort. So if you choose to have something, you will have the symptoms. Yeah. They're nasty, and you need to decide, am I okay with it? But long-term consequences, generally not. There are, unfortunately, a very, very small percentage of people where the lactose intolerance actually does damage the villi.
Sure.
And then the villi can't absorb any other nutrients, and you can become malnourished. Very rare. I would think also if you had to do it on a daily basis, like take some dairy, you could also cause damage. But if you're here, there, and you don't take any lactase with it, it's just a temporary problem.
Okay. Sure. Sure. Well, Kim, thank you so much for joining us this morning and, of course, shedding some light on an issue I think a lot of people have. Now, if you suffer from lactose intolerance, of course, we will be whipping up a recipe using Clover's NOLAC milk. And, of course, that's perfect for those who suffer from lactose intolerance.
CLOVER NOLAC, lactose-free milk that lets you enjoy dairy again. Made with love by Clover.